It all starts when Nagisa lost her purse. Feeling low without the money, suddenly a tall, handsome man comes to her. Nagisa felt the aura of someone not to be trifled with. Despite this, he told her she was robbed at the tourist office. She decided to go there and get her purse back, but the man warned her it was their plan to lure her. The only target is Nagisa. Hearing that, she was glad she was safe and smiled. Seeing the smile, the man recognized her. Nagisa had no idea how he knew her name, but he immediately asked her to pretend to be his wife because he had to attend a meeting where only couples were allowed. In return, he guarantees her future life and safety. Nagisa hesitated, but the man tries to riz her by putting a finger on her lips. If she accepts his offer, he will give her an experience that she had never seen in her life. Nagisa gets lost in thought for just 3 seconds, then realizes, was this the chance she was looking for to change her life? Without wasting time, she accepts the offer. Suddenly another man arrived with her purse and addressed the man as his boss. Then the man introduced himself, Suji Sazanami, leader of the Sazanami clan. Hearing that, Nagisa gets shocked. Afterward, they go shopping together. We see that Nagisa in a very beautiful dress. Sazanami also completely captivated by her beauty. Unable to hide his admiration, he suddenly slips an engagement ring onto her finger just for an act, but the ring cost is skyrocket. At night, they attend a formal gathering where they meet some ugly men's. Sazanami introduces himself confidently as the head of the Sazanami clan, and when it comes to Nagisa, she boldly introduces herself as his wife. Seeing her beauty, one of the ugly men becomes visibly lustful and arrogantly challenges Sazanami to a poker game, using Nagisa as a bet. Shocked and frightened, Nagisa can barely react. Without hesitation, Sazanami confidently accepts the challenge. He plays skillfully and wins the game. Then he glares at the man and warns him coldly, "You'll never win her. Not in a game, not in this life," and leaves him with his embarrassed face. Later, Nagisa activates her angry mode. She confronts Sazanami, demanding to know why he accepted such a reckless bet. "What if you'd lost? What would have happened to me?" Sazanami confidently replies, "He will never lose, no matter what kind of trick they pull. He will never let them touch you." Nagisa is left stunned. She can't understand why he's going so far for her. But as an apology, Sazanami tells her to order anything she wants for dinner. Hearing that, her mood instantly shifts like a little girl. After eating, they return to their room, where Nagisa tells him she came abroad hoping to do something different, something that might change her life. And even though things didn't go exactly as planned, but in the end, she had fun, since she meets Sazanami. He looks at Nagisa and asks her if she had any other wishes. At first she denies it, but hesitantly, she admits that she's always wanted to go on a real date. Even if their relationship is just pretend, they are technically husband and wife. So Nagisa takes a bold step and asks him to take her virginity. She explains him that she is 26 years old, but she never goes on a date and never does naughty things with any men. After learning her insecurity about being a virgin, rather than mocking her, he takes her feelings seriously and gets excited because he feels the same too. He finds her innocence cute and slowly, gently kisses her. It seems like Nagisa's tongue discovers her real purpose. Feeling strangely safe and deeply attracted to him, Nagisa does something she's never done before. She opens her heart and body to someone she just met. At the end, they share a passionate night together, marking Nagisa's first time. The next day, Nagisa wakes up in bed. She sees Sazanami beside her, overwhelmed with emotions, nervousness, uncertainty. Her first time was not what she expected. She notices her dress also changes, and when she checks her flight ticket, she realizes her plane departs soon. So without waking Sazanami or saying goodbye, she just thanks him silently for giving her a beautiful first experience. After returning from her trip, Nagisa tries to slip back into her regular office life, but no matter how hard she tries, her thoughts keep drifting back to Sazanami. She begins to wonder if the whole thing was just a fleeting dream. Suddenly, a familiar voice calls out from behind her. It was Sazanami, who coolly say, "You're pretty brave to leave a Yakuza alone like that." Nagisa gets shocked after seeing him. Sazanami looks a little upset because he didn't get a hug by wife in the morning. Flustered, Nagisa pushes him away and protests, "I was only pretending to be your wife for one day." Sazanami straightly says he was serious from the very beginning and starts accusing her for playing with her heart. He gently lifts her chin and offers a deal. "Try not to fall in love with me for the next 3 months. If she wins, he will leave her alone." Nagisa is stunned. She hesitates, thinking maybe it was her fault for leaving without even saying goodbye. After wrestling with her feelings, she finally agrees to his strange challenge. Hearing her answer, Sazanami takes her hand and gently kisses it. He murmurs, he will never lose a bet in his life. Then, as if things couldn't get more surreal, he pulls out a business card and shows her that he's the newly appointed CEO of her company. Nagisa didn't believe her eyes. Just like Bruce Wayne, he'd bought the entire company, and now she belongs to him, both privately and professionally. Later, while working, Nagisa's manager informs her she's been requested for an urgent meeting at the CEO's house. Confused but obedient, she heads over. Upon arriving at Sazanami's house, Nagisa gets amazed by seeing the house, a lavish, traditional Japanese estate. As she steps more inside, she spots him talking with another man and feels the aura of the Yakuza. Then Sazanami walks over to her and gently touches her cheek. The moment his hand meets her skin, Nagisa's anxiety fades, replaced by a feeling of safety. Without saying a word, he softly kisses her. Then the meeting begins. One thing leads to another. After some time, Nagisa stops him with just her Liam excuse. Their company doesn't allow overtime. Flustered, she runs away from there. Confused, Sazanami didn't understand what happened and starts laughing. He then sees a handkerchief and murmurs he will make her his slave until she can't live without him. Then, the scene shifts in the car, where Nagisa regrets accepting the bet in the first place. So she leaves the car early because she doesn't want neighbors to see her coming out with a luxury car. Sazanami also comes out of the car and instantly grabs her face and passionately kisses her, just like in a romance movie. He even sniffs her hair and says he will try harder to win her heart. Nagisa's emotions get on peak, but he ruined the moment by casually telling her to come over again his place. Her mood sours instantly. That one comment ruins her life's precious romance movement. Furious, she storms off, silently thinking, if I let my guard down, I might really fall for him. The next day while working, Sazanami again appears next to Nagisa and takes her again for a private meeting at his personal room. In the room, she complains about how he's abusing his power, but Sazanami confidently accepts he will do everything to win the bet. Frustrated, she finally asks him, "Why are you going this far for someone like me?" To which he confesses her he loves her and wants her to become his wife for real. Nagisa thinks he is just playing with her, so to prove her wrong, Sazanami kisses her deeply, and just like that, their overtime begins. After that scene shifts to a policeman who sees Nagisa with Sazanami walking together, he instantly recognizes him. The next day, Nagisa meets her friend Dai, the same police officer. He comes to her door to give her a personal alarm, scolding her for her carelessness. Nagisa gets impressed by his overprotective nature and thanks him. Seeing Nagisa's cute smile, he gets flustered and awkwardly looks away, but quickly changes the subject, asking if she knows the man she left work with yesterday. He explains that man is a member of the Yakuza. In fact, he's the leader of the Sazanami group. He warns her to stay away from Sazanami if she values her life. Hearing that, Nagisa gets hyper and defends Sazanami, insisting he's not like that. Her voice echoed with emotion, but as soon as the words left her mouth, she instantly realized her mistake. Dai's expression shifted, and before he could question her further, Nagisa forced a smile and pushed him to leave. As Dai left, he accidentally dropped his wallet. Afterwards, she is thinking of Sazanami. If he really is a Yakuza, then her eyes fall on Dai's wallet. Just as she tries to pick the wallet, Sazanami appears there. Nagisa looks up at him, unsure of what to say. In the end, she asks him, "Are you really a bad guy?" He looks straight at her and admits, "I'm worse than you think." But then he adds, "She is the only one who treats me like a human." He steps closer to her and gently kisses her. The tension, confusion, and emotions between them overwhelmed everything else. The time slipped into something more intimate and vulnerable than Nagisa had expected. Later, Nagisa returns Dai's wallet and apologizes to him of her earlier behavior, but he says he will do anything to protect her. Nagisa gets nervous and runs away from there, but forgets the umbrella. When he goes to return it, he sees Nagisa was being dragged into a black car by some gang members. He runs to catch them, but it's too late for him. Meanwhile, it's revealed that the rival gang leader, who's been targeting Sazanami, has kidnapped Nagisa. He's planning to use her as leverage against Sazanami. The gang leader points a gun at Nagisa's head and starts taking advantage of her vulnerable situation. She struggles to free her tied hands, but he grabs her melons, inappropriately taking pleasure in her helplessness. Despite the danger, Nagisa somehow manages to untie herself and makes a desperate run for escape. At the same time, her friend Dai also arrives on the scene, but it's too late. The gangster fires his gun at Nagisa. In the critical moment, Sazanami appears, just like a hero out of a romance movie, shielding her from the bullets, but he gets shot while protecting her. Seeing Nagisa's shaken state, something inside of Sazanami snaps. He enters his villain mode, his cold eyes fixed on revenge. He moves to kill the gangster without hesitation, but just as he's about to cross that line, a sweet girl-type personality Nagisa stops him. Her touch brings him back. The gangster again tries to shoot them, but Dai immediately jumps on the scene and captures him on the spot. Well, basically, he lets Sazanami only for this time because he saves Nagisa. Later, as Nagisa tends to Sazanami's injuries, he looks away in shame. He feels guilty for dragging her into his dangerous world, but Nagisa gently reassures him. No one laid a hand on her, she's still safe. To ease his worry, she lets him check for himself. Embarrassed, Nagisa turns red. That night, they make love again, but this time, it's Nagisa who takes the lead. She wants to feel like she has control, like she's choosing to be with him, not just swept away by events. Sazanami notices and praises her for her boldness. At the end of their fun, we see Sazanami's cold side again, but this time, he vows to always protect her, no matter what. Then a flashback reveals a memory from Sazanami's past. He was once injured and waiting for a comrade to rescue him. Suddenly, a black-haired girl appeared. Seeing the state he was in, she ran away. At the time, he assumed she was scared of his face, and anger built up inside him. But minutes later, the girl returned. With first aid and food, she calmly puts a bandage on his cheek. Surprised, Sazanami didn't believe why she came back, and treating his wound, he asked her, "Aren't you scared of me?" To which she replies, "A strange answer, ignoring someone hurt, is more scary." After treating his wound, she leaves from there, but accidentally forgets her handkerchief, and we see there was Nagisa named written. Yes, she was the same Nagisa. Back in the present, Nagisa sleeps peacefully after a day of emotional ups and downs, like riding a roller coaster of Sazanami. Sazanami sits beside her, holding the same handkerchief, lost in thought. When Nagisa wakes up, she instantly recognizes it. Sazanami also doesn't hide anything. He finally tells her the whole story, how fell in love at first sight, but he confines his feelings to himself because they both live in different worlds. Yet fate brought them together again, and their bodies becomes once. Now he can't imagine his life without her. Hearing this, Nagisa breaks into tears. She finally finds someone who loves her so deeply. Sazanami's words soothe her insecure heart. In the end, she's glad he came into her life. Sazanami tells her he also loves her with the way, but she doesn't have confidence to stand by his side. So Sazanami gives her a little confidence with a soft kiss, and says if she lets him love her, he will give her more confidence which needs. Nagisa smiles through her tears and agrees. He compliments her how beautiful she is, and then gives her all his love. She happily accepts it. At the end, both of them find their soulmate. A few days later, Sazanami informs Nagisa's manager that they'll be going on a 2-day business trip to a hot spring. The manager reminds him that overnight trips with mixed genders violate company policy. So Sazanami takes full responsibility as the CEO of the company if anything happens. Hearing this, the manager happily allows her to go on a business trip. At first, Nagisa hesitates, but the thought of a romantic hot spring getaway just for the two of them makes her heart race. Of course, Sazanami has his own plans for the trip too, but that's the end of today's video. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel with the bell activated so you don't miss the next anime stories. Leave a like. It will help the channel a lot. I really appreciate it, guys. That's it. We'll see you on my next video. Bye.